I thought I would just quickly stop in to say hi. So we're going to do a little bit of a different video today. We're going to do an old-fashioned voiceover video. I haven't done one of these in years, I think. It's been a really, really long time since I've just done like a voiceover. But we're going to get ready using all drugstore products, creating this fall look. So if you're curious to see what products I used, let's get into it. I absolutely love fall. Can you tell? So we're first going in with the Covergirl Priming Glow Mist. I spritz this all over my face and I've been using it a lot lately just as my primer. Then on my eyelids, we're going to put the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. I really like this. It gives me a non-sticky feel on my eyelids and helps my eyeshadow stay in place all day long. It gives me about a good 8-hour wear. There's no creasing, I find, so I really, really enjoy this one. Then we're going to go in with the Covergirl Easy Breezy Brow. I like this one because there's no sharpening required. It has the nice spoolie that I really like that I can brush the hairs through. And it removes easily with soap and water, so I really like that. I don't do a lot with my brows. I just make sure that all the little sparse areas are filled in, and I just take it down along to the end of my tail, but I don't, like I said, don't do a lot with my brows. Next, we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I have been using this so much. It is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I put it all over my face, and this one gives a beautiful glow. If you like that kind of dewy, glowy look, then you'll really enjoy this. I just use my e.l.f. sponge, and I'm going to tap it into my face. You can use a brush or even your fingers if you want to, but I just prefer to use a sponge. I just find that it evens it out a little bit better. Gives me that nice healthy glow. For foundation today, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear in the shade 430. This one I really enjoy using. It has a pump on it. Sorry, the pump's a little dirty, but I use this a lot. It is a lightweight formula. It is a little bit on the runnier side, but I find it just really evens out my skin tone. It covers up any of those little imperfections, but it isn't really heavy on my face. Very long lasting. I'm just going to use the other side of my sponge now and blend that all in. But I find this one doesn't settle into my fine lines, and it lasts like an incredibly long time. It is a little bit more on the matte side, so that's why I wanted to use the glow filter. And you'll see it even helps the e.l.f. product shine through the foundation. Next, we're going to go in with a new product. I'm sneaking this one in here. It is technically a drugstore because I did buy it in the drugstore, but it's the Clinique Even Better All Over. It's a primer and a color corrector. So I was quite curious to try this out. It has that peach color that's going to help neutralize that darkness under my eyes. I just wanted to use my fingers to tap it in, but I did find it did a nice job of getting rid of that discoloration, evening it out. And see, look at how great it made that one side look. So both sides are done now, and it did a nice job of getting rid of that darkness. We're going to go in next with the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This is like one of my favorites. I certainly don't use it enough. The only thing that I don't particularly like about it is it comes with a pump. You don't need a lot of it. Here I'm going to go in with my Angie Hot Flashy Concealer brush. This is one of my favorites. I usually just tap the concealer in. I have this concealer in the shade Beige, and I find it very hydrating. It's one of my favorite drugstore concealers, and you can see how it does a nice job between the combination of the color corrector and the concealer. So next we're going to go in with my Essence. These are a great affordable option for eyeshadows. The Essence Taupe It Up, and nothing compares to Nude. I'm going to use a little bit of a combination of both palettes. So from the Nude palette, we're first going to go in with the shade 15 Days, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. I start right on my lid and I go all the way up to my brow bone, and I like to pick a shade that kind of complements my skin tone and it just evens everything out. I'm using the BK Beauty 201. This is just like a fluffy eyeshadow brush. Next we're going in with the shade Groove On, and it's a nice gray shade. And we're going to use the Angie Hot Flashy 502. This is just like a crease shader brush. And I want to put that gray shade just in, like right above my crease, blending it right from one end to the other. Next we're going in with the shade All the Flowers. And I'm going to put that right on the end, sort of make a V, and kind of just giving my eyes a little bit of depth. But I thought all the shades would complement each other. The next thing I do is I take a fluffy eye blender brush. This is just an e.l.f. one. And like I said, make sure it's clean. And I just try and diffuse any harsh lines that there may be and just make sure everything is blended together on my eyeshadows. This is the shade Give It Another Try. And I'm just going to use my finger. It's a shimmer shade, so I like to put a little bit of shimmer right in the very corner of my eye and go about halfway. I don't do usually like my whole entire eyelid, but I think it just gives it a little bit of pop of a little bit of shimmer. It looks very, very nice. See how it just brightens the eyes up? Then I'm going to take a little bit of combination of all of those eyeshadow shades, and I'm running them along my lower lash line. I always have to have a little bit of shadow under my eyes. I don't normally use like an eyeliner very much. I find that sometimes it can be too harsh, but I do, if I ever do, I usually just make sure that I really blend it out and smudge it out. Off camera, I went in with the Kat Von D Tattoo liner and lined my upper lid. And then I'm just going to tight line with my L'Oreal liner. I always use this is my favorite eyeliner for tight lining. I have it in multiple shades, but I find it just is great. It's waterproof, doesn't smudge. And I also went in with my Rimmel Scandalize and did my lower lash line. My favorite mascara right now is the L'Oreal Double Extend. One side is the primer, and what I love about this is it's a tubing mascara. So you put the primer on first, and then you go in with the actual mascara. I'm not going to say it's the most lengthening type of mascara, but it definitely does give me some volume. And I enjoy using this one, especially when I'm going to be using lashes, which I am today. But it's so easy to remove at the end of the night. So I went in and used my Naked Lashes 424, one of my favorite from Ardell. And after I did my eyeshadows, I realized I had a shade that was matching my shirt. So I went in with the Maybelline, those shadow blocks, and I used that nice burgundy shade and went and did a little bit of color on the corner of my eye. So we're using a new bronzer today. I was very excited to find this when I saw it in the store. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. I have this in the shade Light Medium. And I know this came out, I think, in the States quite a while ago. I'm using my BK Beauty brush. But everybody raved about this. Now, I'm not a fan of the foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible foundation. That one did not work on my skin, but this bronzer I am actually really, really pleased with. I've been using it since I've filmed the video, and I really like how it is a matte bronzer. It deposits a perfect amount of color and just gives me that nice tanned kind of bronze look. And there's no shimmers in it, so it's not going to accentuate any lines or anything. So I really enjoyed that. And one thing I always make sure to do is right above my hairline, like around my hairline, and then I always run everything down my neck just so everything looks seamless. I thought this would be the perfect blush to use today. It's the NYX Sweet Cheeks in the shade Nude. It's like a little wand. Very, very pigmented. You don't need a lot of this. So I put a little bit on my cheekbone And then I use my BK Beauty brush and go in and just stipple it in. It blends in really easily, but I loved the shade. I thought it was a perfect shade for fall. But see how it just blends in. Gorgeous, gorgeous blush. One of my favorite highlighter is the Milani Baked Highlighter in the shade Champagne Dioro. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous gold shade, and I thought, again, that would be perfect for fall. Fall colors to me scream, you know, browns and golds and some orangey reds, so that's what I was really trying to do with this look, but it is such a gorgeous highlighter. I always put it down my nose, it comes on my Cupid's bow. And then I'm also going to stick a little bit in the corners of my eyes just to give my eyes a little bit of pop. Stays all day, doesn't settle into my my fine lines, like my crow's feet area. And then I also put a little bit under my brow bone just to give that a little bit of a highlight. I've really been enjoying the Milani Understatement lip liner. I have this one in the shade Nude Entrance, but it gives the perfect amount of color. I usually fill in my whole entire lip with the lip liner, and I just find it helps my lipstick stay most of the day, and it's a very, very precise lip liner. Now I couldn't decide which lippy to use today, so I had my choice of the Maybelline, the Vinyl, and then the NYX. One was more of a plum shade, one was more of a burgundy shade, so I went in with the Maybelline, the Vinyl. Now to make sure that you shake this lipstick up, it has like one of those little, it's almost like a nail polish. You know how when you shake nail polish it has that little ball in it? This lipstick is similar to that, where you have to give it a good shake. But I thought this was a perfect color for fall. And I'm going to finish the brows today with the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt. I have this just in the clear transparent shade, but I just wanted to make sure that my brows are going to stay all day today and they're not going to move or budge at all. And then I'm just going to finish up with that Covergirl priming mist again, and just to finish off, giving it as using it as a setting spray. I am loving how the look turned out. I am very, very pleased. All the colors really complement each other. It was so fun creating a fall look using all drugstore products. Let me know if you liked this style of video. I can do more if you like, instead of, you know, listening to me blab, blab, blab all the time. Sometimes it's just easier to do a little bit of a voiceover. So let me know if you like this style of video. I can certainly do more. As usual, all the products that I used today will be linked and listed down below in the description box. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. And if you're not already, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a little part of my world here on YouTube. Make sure to hit the little notification bell that's right beside the subscribe button, and that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!